Modern men are not stepping up anymore, and it frustrates women. Women want men to step up, to become men again, to be masculine, to pursue, to protect her, to provide, to be a man so she can finally feel like a woman again. But here's the truth. Those men are still there. The thing is that these men have gone quiet. These men are not weak. These men are not scared. These men are just tired. That sounds like a poem. I didn't mean to make that sound like a poem. Men are tired of walking into emotional traps of women, only to be punished for their efforts. If you want to understand why men have stopped pursuing women, I am going to talk about that in this video and what you as man or as woman can do to help rebalance that. Because in order to find happiness again and to find each other again in connection, both sides need to take responsibility and both sides have healing to do, to meet each other again in respect and understanding. And this is why I make these videos. Now let's be real. In the past, a man would just walk up to a woman, make conversation, offer her some help, or show his interest, even if nothing came from it. But it was met with respect, with kindness. It was seen as a compliment. Now, fast forward to our current day and age and our current dating environment, an act like that could easily result in a TikTok video titled, "I got approached by a creepy guy in the gym." Let's get some stats. According to a 2023 Pew Research study, 63% of single men say they no longer feel comfortable approaching women in public. That's shocking to me. And this is not because they're shy. It is because men are afraid to be misinterpreted and humiliated. Humiliated in public and even worse, online. And here's the kicker. Women now go online and say, "Where's all the confident men? Why won't anyone help me with my suitcase no more? Why don't men flirt anymore or approach me?" So what has changed? Well, in this video, I'm gonna unpack 3 points on what has changed and what women and men can do to rectify this. Point number 1, mixed signals and selective outrage. Point number 2, how effort is now being punished instead of rewarded. And number 3, what both men and women can do to repair the balance. Let's get straight into the first point, mixed signals. Mixed signals are everywhere. Now here's a girl, full glam, full-on diva, and she posts about how no man helped her lift her bag in the overhead carriage on the plane. And she says, "Where are the men? Chivalry is dead." However, everything about her posture in the video says, "Leave me alone. I can do it myself." Just closed off, not open, very defensive. You see the disconnect? This is because the woman looks unapproachable. So why would a man choose to approach her if she looks closed off? If everything about her screams, "Don't touch me, don't come near me," but on the other hand, looks very feminine and thinks that will pull in men to help her, well, it's all about energy. It's all about attitude. And we women need to understand that it is about having a welcoming and receptive energy. That is when men will approach you because you look safe to approach. You look interested in being approached by a man. And sadly, many women adopt this stance because they want to seem like they don't need anyone. They're strong women, they're independent, they don't need a man to help them out. But in the meantime, they do want that validation. They do want that connection, and they do want to be seen by a man. So if this is you, and this is what you experience, please look at yourself and see if you have an energy that seems closed off, that is not welcoming to people around you, or inviting, kind, or open. And this kind of behavior is very confusing for men because women are complaining about that men are not being chivalrous anymore, but it is the stance that you have. It is the attitude that you have. If you have a closed off or defensive or even aggressive energy, no one will come and help you. No one will come and offer you help. You don't want to approach a person who seems to communicate like, "Don't connect with me. Don't come near me." if you come near me, I will scream or I will call you a creep. And then when people don't approach you, you complain about it. Do you see the dichotomy here? And this is what a lot of women don't understand. They complain that men don't approach you, but meanwhile, you have a frown that reaches about to your navel. Do you think that anyone wants to approach you when you look grumpy or defensive? Of course not. And then on the other hand, when you have a brave man who does approach you, they're called creeps. They're being called stalkers. They go under the number of a gym harasser. Oh, a man harassed me in the gym. And this kind of crooked behavior is seen everywhere. It's not just on airplanes or in a gym or in the shop where a woman wants help but has this defensive demeanor. It's everywhere. And if this is what you experience, you need to work on yourself. You need to heal yourself because there's something misaligned about your energy. And you need to look at that and not blame that on men. My next point is that effort is no longer safe for men. And this is not about being rejected because we find rejection everywhere in life. And if anything, men are built to deal with rejection. Men can deal with being turned down, but being humiliated or ridiculed or being exposed online as some kind of creep or a freak, no one would be able to deal with that or want to deal with that. If this was the case, you would not want to approach a man if you would risk being ridiculed or being exposed or being disrespected. Of course, it's not attractive or appealing to then approach a woman because sadly, this is happening and it hurts. It is disrespectful and this is not how you treat another human being. Because right now, a man can offer a woman a compliment and it is taken the wrong way. She feels attacked and offended. Or a man can offer help and she feels patronized and she feels controlled. They will always find something that make a man not good enough. And men are tired and I understand. So what do all these fantastic men do that are being humiliated and disrespected and unvalued by women? They move away. They disconnect. They go quiet and they deliberately stay single. Men stopped trying. And it's not because they don't want to. And it's not because they stopped caring. But it is because men started caring more about their own peace and self-respect. And I know many men in my comment section actually say, well, it's time that women learn. You know, they learned the hard way. We're moving away. We're going our own way, and women will feel the loss. They will start to miss this. And it is actually true. I got to give men that. It is having an effect on women. Because now we're seeing women out of frustration post online, no man approaches me. Why are no men taking action? Where have all the masculine men gone? Well, you pushed them away, sweetheart, with your attitude and your disrespect. Your looks only get you so far, but if you have a rotten attitude, people will disconnect from you. It doesn't matter if they're man or woman, people will not want to be around you. I hope you understand. Women are now starting to feel the chasm, the gap that good men have left behind, because there's no one to validate them anymore. There's no one to take care of them anymore. There's no one that pursues them or makes them feel noticed. It is gone. Men took it. Men took it away from women. And women are now left to feel the pain of loneliness and the pain of not being seen and validated. And it's really sad that this is what people desire and this is what people go after. Not real connection, but just attention. So I understand that men have left and that men have now given women silence for their disrespect. And while I understand, man, that they're moving away from women, I do not think this is the solution that we need to opt for. If either party, men and women, just disengages from the other, the problem is still there and it will become only bigger. So I think it's important that we address the problems that are going on right now between men and women. And it's problems that we cannot ignore. Because even though it feels good now to be on your own and go your own way, you will start to feel isolated. You will start to feel lonely and disconnected. You will rob yourself of the chance of building deep connections with people, not only with women, but with other people in general. And if we are walking away from conflict, we are walking away from an opportunity to grow, to develop, and to become stronger as a person. And I don't mean that you need to accept disrespect or invalidation from a woman. What I mean is that by walking away, you are not training yourself to deal with difficult situations or to find the growth in the situation. Because there's always a lesson and there's always a moment for us to grow and become stronger and develop. It doesn't matter what. And this is the goal of life, to always try and find the lesson in whatever situation you end up in life. But what is not the answer is silence, is disconnection, is turning our back towards each other. Because in a war of silence, both lose. And I see it in the comment section. Many men stop dating and are now focusing on themselves and their own self-respect, which is fantastic, which I admire and I support. However, it's also met with loneliness and isolation. And women are starting to feel invisible. We see it by how they're shouting online for attention, that there's no good man, but also shout online at the same time, I don't need a man, let them go. I can do it myself. I'm a big independent woman. But deep down inside, they feel isolated and they feel very lonely. But the problem is not only loneliness, it's depression. It is, again, isolation. And when we're depressed and isolated, we lose connection with ourselves, with others, and with society. And this is a dangerous place to be in, because then what for are you living? This is when we start seeing drug and alcohol abuse or gaming addictions, because people will always try and find escape routes to not look at their pain. But looking at your pain is what you need to do. Even though it's uncomfortable, again, it's the resistance that you need. We all need resistance and constraints and boundaries in order to grow. I mean, as they say, diamonds are created under pressure. So you do need pressure. And if you move away from hard things, you will never grow into being the person and the man and the woman that you can become. So running away is not the solution. But I do have some solutions for men and for women that can help you understand how you can connect from power and not from giving away your power. So ladies, this is not about blaming you. I'm not trying to put the blame on women, but I do think women need to take more accountability in their healing and in their personal lives. I am inviting you to become a more conscious woman, understanding the situation men are in without putting blame on the other, but taking accountability and self-ownership for what you can do as a woman to heal yourself and become a better version of yourself. So these are the things that you can start doing as a woman. Be clear about your signals. Smile. Be open. Be receptive. Don't carry an attitude of, don't get near me. Leave me alone. I can do everything myself. Smile and be welcoming to people around you. It doesn't only have to be men, but anyone in general. Because it's true, a lot of women in this day and age have a very negative, kind of heavy, closed-off energy. So if this is you, please work on that. Be more open, be more joyful, be more receptive. It's everything. It's your energy. It's your posture. It's the way that you think about life. It's the way that you look at other people and things that happen in your life. And something that really helped me with this is meditation and journaling, because it really helps you to look inward and see how you think and how you relate to yourself, but also to the world around you. And really analyze your thoughts and think, where does this thought, of this way of thinking, or this habit that I have come from? Look at that via journaling and see that it is something that you need to heal in yourself, and that it's not per se the fault of another person or the world around you. And then the next piece of advice is stop punishing effort of men. When a man approaches you, be thankful, be grateful, because it is a compliment. Respect this man's effort to approach you. Be kind and be generous about it. Tell him something nice like, oh, that's so sweet of you. That really made my day. Give a smile, give a hug if you feel comfortable, but be grateful and support his effort. It is really brave to step up to another human being and talk to them and compliment them. So do that back. Receive immense effort with gratitude and warmth, and start to learn to appreciate masculine effort and masculine energy in your life. And a very important aspect for you ladies is to heal your masculine wound, because somewhere you don't trust the masculine energy or a man to lead, to provide for you, to give to you, and you want to control it or condone it. But we cannot complain about chivalry being dead if you're not receptive to it, if it's not safe to display chivalry. We need to show that it's safe for men to show chivalrous behavior, to show masculine behavior without it being punished, without it being ridiculed. So please work on that. When a man shows you masculine effort, be receptive, be joyful about it, and appreciate it. And now I also have some tips and advice for the men. I understand that you're burned out, that you're done with women, that you're just tired of how women have been treating men. You've been mocked, you've been ridiculed, you've been disrespected. I understand it needs to stop. And this is what I'm trying to do with the videos, to create understanding for both men and women where we stand in this day and age. However, don't let this close your heart. True masculinity comes from kind and respectful leadership. Find that kindness towards yourself first. Find that respect towards yourself first, and lead your life from that energy. That is true masculinity. So my first important piece of advice for you men is respect and protect your peace. But in the meantime, don't close your heart. I understand that you want to be cautious, especially with how women have been treating men and everything that's been happening online with men being ridiculed online by women. Keep your heart open. Don't let this make you go cold. But keep your standards high. And like I said, work on respecting yourself first. If you work on things that help you respect yourself first, it will help other people respect you. And you will just not tolerate disrespect anymore. And as I mentioned before, redefine masculinity, because masculinity is not being alpha, is not being the top dog. It's about grounded, kind, and respectful leadership. And I think online we misunderstood what masculine energy is. But masculine energy is calm, it's stable, it is the framework of families, of relationships, of society, wherein the feminine energy can actually thrive and create. True masculine energy is calm, confident, and grounded. And work towards that. Find practices that help you find this within yourself. Go to the gym. Feel better about yourself physically. It really helps to become more grounded and feel more respect towards yourself if you do hard things. Start meditation and journaling to really balance yourself and work through unhealed emotions that might make you insecure or might make you feel resentful towards women. But also understand that from a kind perspective, see that many women just don't have that consciousness yet. And it is because online are being thrown around a lot of toxic things that sadly a lot of women subscribe to. So do understand it's just unskillfulness. And also it's very important for you to learn to read the room. And what I mean by that is if you approach a woman, which is already a brave act, so you should really try and do that more. Also practice rejection, because she might just not be interested. Maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe she just got out of a relationship, maybe it's just not her type. You know, people can have types, people can have preferences. However, try not to take the rejection personally. And I understand it is hard when a woman might not appreciate your effort. Don't take that personally, and don't give up on being kind and open and have an open heart, but just don't let a rejection close your heart. Try to keep practicing. Try to approach people, men, women, it doesn't matter, and say nice things about them, or ask a woman out on a date. And if she says no, that's fine. At least you tried. At least you practiced your masculine leadership. And the last important point for you guys is to build a full life. And this is for men and women. Build a full life so that a partner or a man or a woman becomes an addition. It is not who your life evolves around. Love and dating and romantic relationships is not what life is about. It's about your friendships. It's about your hobbies. It's about your passions in life. And if you don't have any of those, please find them. Build a strong life because this is really attractive for a partner. And once you have that, you will have so much respect for yourself and your own life that one, you don't per se need a partner. And two, if someone disrespects you or is unkind to you, you can easily set a boundary and move away from this person because you have a fantastic life anyway. So lastly, what I want to say, this isn't about men versus women. It is about creating understanding and meeting each other again in kindness and respect and understanding. And I hope that this video has helped you understand the other side, understand men better, and understand women better. Via this, I hope that we can rebalance masculine and feminine dynamics and find each other again in love and kindness and understanding instead of animosity and instead of divide. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. If it was, please give it a like and leave me a comment. Please subscribe to my channel because it really helps to get my message to a wider audience. And together we can rebalance the masculine and feminine dynamics. Now, if you want to support my work, I started writing a book called The Shadow Side of Feminism, wherein I explore if feminism has actually unintentionally cast a shadow side over modern man. If this is something that you're interested in, please find the link in the description, in the pinned comment, and that will take you to my mailing list where you can sign up for free to keep up to date about the development of my book. If you found this video interesting, I would suggest that you check out this video next because it perfectly aligns with this topic and I think it will help you further explore the importance of the masculine and feminine dynamics. Thanks again for watching and I hope to see you in my next video.